As the trio passed by the soccer club, they found the pool hall where Xiaolai used to frequent, only to be mistaken for cops checking out a case. No biggie, though Xiaoping is a workout warrior, ready to take on all three by himself. Subtitles, of course. There's absolutely no problem after all. We've got our buddy Baoji here. Hey, what exactly are you guys planning to do, you scoundrels? It's no big deal. If you can't win, beg for mercy. Baoji introduces himself, saying he's here to support Xiaolai. Xiaolisik says she has no clue where he is, but he does have a kid at the care home, which explains his game of hide and seek. He's dodged till now, then 2 days later, Xiaoping gives Baoji the mental evaluation request. Guess what? Baoji wants to scrap the request, claiming he hasn't found a witness as Xiaoping thought he misheard. Court is about to subtitles, this is the last chance. Baoji flies into a rage, telling Xiaoping to leave. Xiaoping is baffled, unaware of his mistake. Just the night before, they were getting smacked together. Turns out Loyalin did some math with Baoji last night, living off retirement. But if he drops the sponge case, the mortgage issue can be negotiated. After a long think, Baoji finally agrees. Before court kicks off, Boss Hyun gives Baoji a pat on the back, and Baoji reminisces about that fateful night years ago. With a heavy heart, he walks into the courtroom. After the session starts, the judge calls for both sides to submit more evidence. No evidence means waiting for the next debate. Prosecutor Old Lee has no objections. Baoji thinks it over and finally makes his choice. Sponge case is on trial today, and the defense argues for a fresh psychological evaluation. However, the appellate judge flatly rejects it, claiming the possibility of rehabilitation lacks scientific foundation. Unfortunately, the judge finally rejected the application. After Baoji's insanity plea, Old Lee thinks the death penalty doesn't require pondering rehabilitation. After all, they'll be sent off anyway. You know that saying. Baoji thinks the law, having life and death power, should fully assess the defendant's character. It also covers exploring rehabilitation potential. The judge disagrees, insisting on scientific assessment methods, not pseudoscience. Empirical investigation should be assessed from a scientific angle, not just through logical debate and descriptive phenomena. In other words, the judicial system can't predict future humanity, only judge by facts. This debate's quite fun. The end of science leads to theology, while law leads to philosophy. After leaving court, Xiaoping finds Baoji. Xiaoping plans to use public opinion to make a play, but Baoji shoots down that idea instantly. He tells Xiaoping to remember one thing: if you want to be comfy in this system, learn to keep your mouth shut. For the first time, Xiaoping is yelled at by Baoji. He claims he's not here to play nice, this is a legal case. Baoji warns Xiaoping that the waters run deep in this case, don't get tangled further. Stubborn as ever, Xiaoping decides to gamble a bet at the care home. Baoji helplessly relents and calls on Lai Na as well. The three of them huddle in the car and, surprised, they actually find Xiaolai. With much persuasion, Lai Na barely convinced Xiaolai to drop his grievances. Xiaoping inquires if Abu planned it. Xiaolai says yes. Abu wanted his passport and money back, but the captain refused, so he planned to off the whole captain's family. Baoji pulls out a photo of Kenny and asks Xiaolai if he recognizes him. Xiaolai nods, saying he's seen this guy on the boat filming something fishy, so the captain and the rich guy tossed him overboard. Baoji inquires about Abu's situation, wondering if he was abused. Xiaolai says Abu was injured, with no medical supplies. They amputated using a knife. Baoji says to hold off for 2 minutes and no crying. He wants Xiaolai to testify, but Xiaolai shakes his head vigorously. He claims he owes a ton of money, and being deported would be a death sentence for him. Baoji promises he can help Xiaolai stay, but there's a trade-off. Xiaolai needs to comply. In court, don't claim Abu stole the knife, nor did he say he'd kill the captain's family. Xiaolai agrees wholeheartedly, leaving before telling Baoji that Abu's staff is with him, but only if Baoji protects him. Meanwhile, Anming lurks nearby, watching as Xiaolai prepares to leave. The next day, Baoji calls Chen Lin Qiu, saying he found a witness. Chen Lin Qiu happens to be in Old Xing's office, and this morning, the committee voted down the Fei referendum. Old Xing says he's done his best. Chen Lin Qiu pleads for him to reconsider. Now they have a witness. If they dig deeper, there's bound to be a show. Baoji arrives at the basketball court, and Xiaoping sneers at the professor's claims of perjury, while Baoji remains unfazed. Baoji bluntly states that Xiaoping has ulterior motives for Lai Na. He's just worried she'll get dragged into perjury charges. Furious, Xiaoping storms out of the court. He calls Lai Na to join him, and they spend the evening translating the recording from the first trial at the convenience store. Today, Yizhong visits Xiaoping's home by chance. As Xiaoping isn't back, he opens the computer and finds many photos. Meanwhile, Chen Lin-Qiu summons Liu Jin, hoping he'll agree to a psychological evaluation, but old Liu is pretty stubborn. Chastises Chen Lin-Qiu for trying to gain notoriety off a murder case. She responds that she just wants to prevent senseless bloodshed. The next day, a news article skyrockets in trending. The beachfront murder case lawyer's assistant caught cheating with an Indonesian translator. The scandal spread rapidly, prompting Ping to relocate Xiaoping from Palace City overnight for his future. Worse, he can't reach ILI. Subscribe for more.